Welcome back to another video for HarborFinancialOnline.com. Today I'm going to be talking about the gift tax exclusion amount and how much you can give as a gift and not have to pay tax or report it. So let me get the video going here and we'll walk through this. So you can give a gift up to $13,000 to anyone and not be required to report it or pay any tax. If you are required to pay tax, the provider of the gift is the one that's always responsible for the tax, and not the receiver. Now, the exclusion amount can be doubled up to $26,000 if it's a joint gift. If you're married and you're giving one gift, it's $26,000. But the only catch with this is, even though you may not have to pay the tax, you get the double to $26,000. If you're doing a split gift, you have to report it on Form 709 to the IRS, so it's going to be a reportable, occurrence. So you still have to report that on your taxes. The payer may also be required to pay state tax depending on which state you live in. So you're going to have to do some research to see in your state how the gift tax rules work, because the federal taxes obviously are going to be the same for everyone, but state could differ from state to state. A quick example here on the exclusion I want to give to you guys. Say that you gave a gift to your child for $20,000. If you're single, and I'm not talking a joint gift, you gave a gift $20,000. Now that exclusion amount that I talked about is $13,000. So what's going to happen is you're going to pay tax on the difference between $20,000 and $13,000. So $7,000 will go into part of your taxable income. So whatever tax bracket you're in, $7,000 will be taxable income. Okay? You're required then to file the Form 709 if you had to pay any tax. And again, if you did gift splitting, I said this in the last slide, even though you may not have to pay tax, you're under the exclusion amount, you're still going to have to file Form 709 if you did a gift splitting. Now, there are some pretty severe penalties if you get caught not reporting these taxable gifts, especially when you get into some of the higher amounts. If you're giving a gift of $1 million and not paying tax on it, that can result in some major problems. So make sure you're reporting these gifts. There are other rules that will exclude you from having to pay tax. For example, if you gave a gift to your spouse, there's no tax on that. You can give any amount of a gift to your spouse and not be liable for tax and not have to report that, so you won't file Form 709. Also, any charitable donations, you can obviously give that and you're not going to get taxed. It just has to be a qualified charitable donation. And what you can do is go onto the IRS website and see what the charitable organizations are and if they qualify, because then you get an actual deduction, as many of you know. Form 709 is a little bit technical in the information you have to provide. So you're going to have to provide the person receiving the gift their full address. It has to be the present address, a detailed description of the gift, date of the gift, and value of the gift. Now, the most important thing is determining the value of the gift. This has to be reasonable and accurate. It can't be obvious that you're undervaluing the gift to get under that exclusion amount. So the best way is to get some documentation, get some records that can prove your case that it's worth a certain amount, because you don't want to blatantly be providing values that are getting you under the taxable amount. So it's very careful. Be very careful with that. Make sure the receiver of the gift knows that you're reporting the gift to the IRS. This is important because they may be contacted to verify the gift, and you just want to give them a heads up so your information matches. So that's very important as well. What I want to do now is take you to our website real quick. This is HarborFinancialOnline.com. We offer lots of information on credits, deductions, all ways to increase your refund. And if this year you're having to pay tax on a gift, this is probably going to be more important than ever. So you can use our calculator, see what your taxes are going to be with that gift tax, and then see some of the credits or deductions you might qualify for. It's completely free to use the online calculator, so I highly recommend it. You can also prepare the return directly online here through the site, so it's a great site to use. And you can see on the left here we cover all areas of tax, and then back on YouTube I have videos that cover every deduction, every credit that's possible. So I recommend checking those out. So I hope this video helped you guys out today. Check out some of the other videos on our website, harborfinancialonline.com. Thank you.